refresh the page.
Yes.
Okay. Tilt it a little bit more. Okay, we are going to want to mute this computer so we don't get any kind of echo. There's a slight delay, so then you can look back at the screen. And there you go.
Alright.
Right now it says one viewer, which is you.
Okay.
And if you want to type into the chat, you can do that, but you could also just talk.
I will just talk. Okay, so I gotta drop this link. Yeah, fucking copy. What the fuck is my Discord?
Right. It's the two.
Oh. Okay. Control V. There's Dan's channel. I'm just gonna spam everybody. Everyone's gonna watch me. Control V. Back on my bullshit.
What's up?
Just the arts and crafts Discord I was a part of. I'm wondering if maybe I got booted or something because I don't see it anymore. But that's fine. Hello everyone, I'm back on my bullshit this evening. Today, I'm going to be making the cake for the frosting I made yesterday. I'm going to be hard boiling eggs for the deviled eggs I'm making tomorrow. And then, the most exciting, I am making the turkey brine, and then the stuff I'm going to rub on the turkey tomorrow. What are you doing?
Taking a photo of your updated setup.
Oh, yes, such updates. Wow. Moved camera from point A to point B.
I think it's quite impressive.
Okay. Well, the first thing I want to do this evening is get the cake started. And now I hear some of you aghast. What is this? It's a box cake mix. Because guess what? There's no shame in using a box cake mix. If it speeds up the process, it's okay. And basically everything I would put in a normal cake is in this box. So we're just going to go for it. Let's see. And start. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is prep my cake pans. I have already gotten the paper cut out and put in this one. I still need to grease it. But I thought some folks might want to see how I actually make that little paper disc that'll help take the cake out later. It's really useful. I quite like it. You can buy these circles pre-cut and everything, but that's typically expensive, where you could just buy a roll of wax paper from your grocery store. So first you're going to make a triangle like this. And then you're just going to keep making triangles. Sorry. Geometry took over my brain for a moment. And you want to fold it so the edges are up there and you have a point down here and there's no, like it's, like this will be the center of our circle, is this point right here. And we're just going to keep folding until we get to about here. And real simple, we're just going to flip the cake pan upside down. Normally a cake pan will have some sort of stamp dead center of the pan. So we're just going to, this Fat Daddy-O's 8" by 3" pan. So we're going to put the point about center of the pan. I got scissors, and then we're just going to cut along the shape here. Bam. Circle that fits. Wow. Put it in the pan. Wow. Okay. Now that I have my circles prepped with their paper inserts, going to use this Bake Joy. I love this stuff. Helps my cakes pop out real nice and easy. And I'm pretty sure I could get away with using just one of these cake pans, but it'll take forever to bake, so I'm just splitting the batter in between two of them. Hopefully it'll be about even. We'll find out. So, I know I said I was using a box cake mix, and I am, but what else I'm going to do is add in a whole bunch of stuff to make it awesome. Most notably, some tasty apple chunks. And then I have these crystallized, ginger bits that I will mince up pretty fine and sprinkle in there as well. So we'll have these tasty little bites of spice throughout the cake. So that'll be the next step, is getting my additives ready. Hello everyone, I see someone else has joined us this evening. I cannot guarantee whether or not this evening will be more spastastic or not than the last evening. I'm a little tired today, but we'll see if and when my meds decide to kick in. So here I have some organic Kanzi apples. Kanzi? I don't know.
Do you need the stool or is it your way?
I guess I technically don't need the stool for now.
I'll slide over here.
Alright. And I'm saving one of these apples. I've already set it aside for later because I'm going to stuff it inside my turkey. Have a delightful little apple inside the turkey for flavor. Just getting my knife and my knife sharpener because I honestly can't remember the last time I did this, so I'm just going to real quick just sharpen it. Hopefully I have no knife experts in the audience because they're probably crying. Like, I don't know if I'm doing this right or not, but it works for me. Don't know if this is actually good for the blade or not. And then I want an apple peeler because we don't want the skins in. This way we can give the skins to our delightful kitchen assistant, Miss Freya. So we're just going to go ahead and start peeling this. Oh, could you also send this link to Star?
I mentioned to Star that you were back on.
Okay. So,
They have not seen it yet.
okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna keep going like I normally do. So, how is everyone this chilly Thursday, Wednesday? Wednesday, it's Wednesday, Christ, I have lost track of all time. After noon, it's evening now. I really have lost track of time. Hope everyone is doing okay in these times. Oh, I hear you burping for apple peels already. Charming. And the only reason why I feel comfortable giving her these apple peels is because they are organic, so they won't have pesticides and stuff in them. So I can comfortably feed these to my sweet girl. We will take a puppy break at some point this evening, more than likely. Everyone should have a puppy break every once in a while. Stop fucking moving. Okay. So after I'm done peeling the apples, I'll probably start... I'll do the ginger next, and then I'll start breaking down the cake mix. I really wanted to use rum extract inside the cake mix, but I couldn't find my rum extract, so we're going to use maple extract instead. It'll still be super tasty. So it'll be like a maple and a like apple spice cake. Fun fact, most people don't know this, but the whole which is better, pumpkin spice or apple spice, they're the same fucking spices. The only thing that's literally different is the apple or the pumpkin. So what people are really arguing about is whether or not they like pumpkins more than they like apples or vice versa. But it's literally the same ingredients. It's all cinnamon, clove, nutmeg. It's all the same. And it gets me so frustrated when people are like, no, apple cider is better than pumpkin spice lattes. It's the same fucking spice. And like, you seriously have nothing better to do than shit on someone else's drink that makes them happy. Really need to just make up a hobby that isn't harassing people on the internet over their beverage preferences. And funnily enough, most of the time, I've seen it's more common amongst men than women to be like, pumpkin spice, when will people just get over it and stuff? It's just like, why are you so angry? Why are you so upset? It's just a beverage. Christ. Okay, there we go. Let me know if I peel apples funny in the comments. Because I typically like to go top bottom or bottom top, and then just peel up and down the sides like this, so I have these little tiny strips of apple skin. Like, I know some people like to peel in a spiral, but for whatever reason, don't know when I started doing it this way, but it's kind of just stuck with it ever since, really. Alright, one more apple, and then I'll probably hit these with some lemon juice so they don't brown any more than they already have. And that's our oven, letting us know that it is preheated and ready to accept any offerings we might have. Unfortunately, we don't have any offerings ready yet. So we're just gonna truck along. Excuse you. Excuse you. Wow, so rude. I feel like I have a lot less to say today than I did yesterday. Maybe I just spilled all my brains yesterday and now head is empty, no thoughts, only no peel apple. And in general, frosting making is definitely a lot more chaotic than standing around peeling apples. Now, I probably won't give her all of these skins, but I'll set them aside for now anyways. And there goes my kitchen towel. I wouldn't do what I just did. It's a great way to find out if you have any surprise paper cuts. I'm feeling a little lazy today, so I'm just going to do that. And now I'm going to go get my melon baller. A melon baller for an apple. What madness is this? So first, I'm just gonna chop off the top so they lay flat like this and they don't rock around as I'm trying to cut. Cut them in half, and then here's the cool little part. I'm gonna take my melon baller and just scoop out the middle, just like that. No, ma'am, we do not bark at people in the stairwell. And then we just take out the stem parts like this. And then boom. Nice little apple. It's cored and peeled and ready to be diced up and put into a delicious, spicy little cake. So I'm going to do that to the rest of these, because I want 4 apples in this cake. I want my cake to be somewhat reminiscent of applesauce. Get lost in the sauce. I wish my nose would just stop running. It has been intensely uncomfortable. Oi, oi, watch it. I won't tolerate a kitchen mutiny at this point. It's too late for you. Right, I already did those ones. Okay. Let's see. Set that aside now that I'm done with it. And then we'll just continue the process of getting rid of the little bits of tough stem and whatnot. We don't want a wood-like or grainy cake. Can't imagine that would taste particularly good. And the creme brulees I made last night turned out very well, if I do say so myself. Even though they were supposed to be saved for Thanksgiving dessert, I've noticed several are already missing. And I know exactly who took them. If you'll excuse me, I need to go get some more bowls to organize everything over here. Now, if you want to cut down on your apple waste even more, you can take the time to trim all of these perfectly good bits of apple off, but I don't feel like doing that today. Do not feel like I have the time or energy, really. I probably do have the time. I just don't have the energy. All right, so apple seed there. All right, so what I think I want to do is I want to get my cake batter all nice and made up in this bowl here, and then I can dice up the apples and then throw them in. I think that's how I want to do this. All right. So if you want to have a rich and delicious tasting box cake, honestly, the best way to go about it is just use slightly more of an ingredient. So like I'm going to add a couple more eggs than what is called for on the box. And then instead of using milk, I'm going to use this stuff right here. It is powdered buttermilk, and it keeps forever, as far as I can tell, in my refrigerator. And it's just really great to have on hand for baking projects and stuff because, like, real constituted buttermilk, it spoils really quickly. So if you don't bake a ton, but this stuff is just good to have on hand for that occasional baking treat that you might want to indulge in. So I'm gonna add, let's see, about 4 tablespoons of this will make 1 cup of liquid once you add, of course, your liquid. So I'm just gonna add about 4 tablespoons of this. And this will make for a really nice, rich tasting box cake mix. I think that was 3, so that'll be 4 then. Okay. And then let's see, I'm basically mixing all my dry ingredients together right now. If you weren't here in stream yesterday, my stance on cinnamon is like some people's stance on garlic. There's no such thing as too much cinnamon. I've yet to encounter it, so we're just gonna cinnamon, yay. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of nutmeg, just, let's see, about that much. And then some clove. I love clove, it smells so good. I'm a little more judicious with the amount of clove and nutmeg that I add because I have found you can add too much of that stuff. That's my extract. I want to add my extracts yet. I'm gonna go get a whisk and start beat the devil out of it. Did I lose a whisk? My first question is how. Second question is why. And ha! Found you. It is my little whisk. So we're just going to mix this together to just start incorporating things. And it's turning that lovely, like, almost looks like whole wheat whenever you add cinnamon in there, but it's not whole wheat. It's probably cake flour. Oh, here's another neat tidbit. There is actually a difference between like all-purpose bread and cake flour, and the difference is the strength of the gluten. So cake flour has less proteins in it, which means it has less gluten. So you can basically beat cake mix all day and the gluten won't develop unless if you get all-purpose flour or bread flour, if you beat it even a touch too long, it will start turning into a dough and therefore a bread. And we don't want bread, we want cake. Fluffy, fluffy cake. Okay. Excuse me, Monsieur. Monsieur Cabinet. And in my experience, you don't really need mixing bowls per se. Any bowl becomes a mixing bowl when you start mixing in it. So don't worry about that kind of stuff either. Just have fun. The one thing I do suggest, however, is actually having proper measuring tools. Because baking is a combination of science and art. You need fairly precise amounts of some things. Alright, box, box, box. Tell me what I need. So I'm going to use 4 eggs to start with, and then I will see how I feel about it in a second. The box calls for 3, so I'm using 1 more, and depending on how I feel about the matter, I might increase it an egg or 2. So now in this bowl, I'm mixing in my, I'm mixing my wet ingredients, and then I'll combine the two once I'm happy with it. Okay. Oh, hello, Star. I see you've joined the chat. Right now, I'm making an apple spice cake to go with the vanilla frosting I made the other day. And Star, I know you will be so disappointed, but I'm using a box cake mix, but we're gonna make it better by adding stuff in and making the ingredients just a little bit more rich. And that'll make for an absolutely delightful little holiday treat. So for now, I'm just going to lightly beat the eggs and try not to get any on me. I want to keep it in the bowl. I don't want to wear it. So just a little bit of beating. Just a light beating. All right. And then after that, we're going to add in the oil. Now, I could add in butter here, like melt down some butter, add it in, but guess where all the butter went yesterday? It went into the buttercream. So instead, we're going to use canola oil, which is a very inoffensive oil. It's very mild. It's not going to impart any real flavor onto the product, which is honestly what we want. We want the other flavors to shine through at this point. So I'm going to need half a cup, and I've got the snazzy fucking measuring cup right here that has all of the markings on the inside on this slope here, so it's super easy for me to read, and I absolutely adore it. So we're gonna there's a little tiny half cup measuring line in here. So I'm gonna fill it up, add it to my liquid, beat ever so slightly, light beatings. Remember, if you beat too hard, no one's having fun. Some of you might have fun. I will not have fun. All right. So then I'm going to start adding in my liquid flavorings. I've got, excuse you, Fuzzy, get out of here. I have this pure basic vanilla extract. And I'm just going to add a little blip of. Now they probably already have like some sort of dried extract in here, but in my opinion, it's never enough. I need more flavor. I want to be punched in the fucking mouth with flavor. And then this one is maple, and oh my god, it smells just like maple syrup. My house is gonna smell fucking amazing once heat starts being applied. And you don't really need much, just a couple zhuzhes. And then we are going to whisk that up with whisk it up. And now we're gonna add it to our dry ingredients, because I generally like the look of this, but we'll see what the batter looks like when I'm done and if I want a little bit more or not. And then we can start with the fun shit. We can start adding in my apples and chunks and stuff. Now, I wanted to add nuts in this because I thought like walnuts or something would be so good, but my dear sweet husband voiced the opinion that he doesn't like a textural difference, not that much of a textural difference in a Citus cake, and I understood and respected that. But if you want to add nuts, go nuts. Add the nuts. Bee nuts. Now this is looking pretty good. Smells good, my goodness. And I'll probably get the nice kind of nutty flavor that I wanted, since this is a butter pecan based box cake mix. So I will have my way a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, that's a nice creamy. We're getting like 2 to 3 second ribbons. So what that means is you drizzle your batter on top of itself and you count how many seconds it takes for that ribbon to disappear. So that's like a 2 to 3 second ribbon, which is pretty good. Hold on a second. My nose is about to start a fight with my fucking face. Okay. All right, now that our batter is made, we're going to set it aside briefly while we work on the apples and our candied ginger. So for a cake, you want your apples to be like a fine, not like, don't mince your apples. We don't want apple sauce in here. We want somewhat slightly small cubes. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cube our apples a little bit. So we're just gonna get them down to about yay thickness. And then we are going to cube them after that. But of course, since I used a melon baller to get out the centers here, It's gonna look a little funky, but you know what? That's fine. It's going inside of a cake. If some fucker's going through my cake and picking out my apples and judging me over Thanksgiving, I'm gonna be upset. So we just do this. And you want your slices to be about the same size to ensure an even cooking time, so they aren't cooked more than like other pieces or cooked less than other pieces. And once again, it doesn't have to be like terribly precise. It's like, just have fun. And I did hit these with a bit of a lemon juice rub, so they hopefully won't brown too terribly before I get them in the bowl. And as much as I loved the crystallized candied ginger that I have, it's so fucking sticky and such a bitch to cut, but I love it. So I'm going to put forth a little bit of effort to just get it done so it'll be in my cake and be bloody delicious. Because, excuse you, how dare. There we go. Okay. Oh, and good news, chat. I decided to look up what the rules were today on whether or not I can drink on stream because, gonna be honest, I wanted to have a little sippy sip last night, but resisted the urge because I wasn't entirely sure of Twitch's rules on imbibing during a stream. Found out you can have a little alcohol as a treat, but once you become blitzed, they will come for you, and they might ban you permanently. But I don't like drinking in excess anyways. I like having a little tasty treat. A little treat for the chef, you know? Now, I could have used a mandolin slicer to get these down to a smaller slice, but I don't think I have one that cubes it quite. I have like a one that kind of shreds it, and one that makes like super thin slices. And I don't want like apple chips. I want apple chunks. We're big fans of the chunk in this house. Exhibit me, Banana Cat, and dog. Though to be fair, Banana Cat isn't fat anymore, even though I tease him about it. He's just got skin for days, and it's funny because his skin hangs down below his belly, and of course does that hilarious waddle back and forth swing when he runs. And I'm just going to talk to myself and plan out loud here. After I'm done getting the cake mix mixed into the pans, I think what I want to start on next is getting my eggs boiled for the deviled eggs tomorrow. And I kept thinking, oh, maybe I can just go ahead and make the deviled eggs this evening, but I know my house better than that. I know if I make deviled eggs now, they're going to inhale them before Thanksgiving tomorrow. And the whole point of me having deviled eggs tomorrow is that people will have something to snack on while the turkey's in the oven. And I've also got like these little party platter type things, like I can't remember which brand it is, but they make these adorable little like pre-built, pre-assembled charcuterie boards. And I found one that had dried cranberries and stuff in it, and it just looked so good. So I've got one of those, and then I've got like your basic vegetable snack trays. So between the charcuterie board, my vegetable tray, and the deviled eggs, people will be able to comfortably snack throughout the whole day until my turkey is done. And I think I mentioned this earlier, but the creme brulees turned out fantastic. So I might pull one out, one of the little baby ones, out and put on some real sugar so I can show you guys how to caramelize your creme brulee, because that's honestly the most fun part of making a creme brulee, is busting out that badass fire torch and burning the sugar on top and watching it melt. That's honestly the most fun part of making a creme brulee for me. And I want to share that with y'all. I think it is a fun experience to witness. Zhuzh, zhuzh. Oh my god, I haven't even baked anything in the oven yet today, and it's already smelling absolutely fantastic. Y'all need to stop trying to escape. There's no escaping. You're on the cutting board. This is where you shall be forever until I dump you in the cake mix. Blech. Just get in the damn bowl.
Juicy stars.
Yes, I've been. So I have this. I have my laptop set up on the counter next to me over here now, and so I can actually like see chat now, because before I just had my cell phone taped to a cabinet essentially last night, so I only was able to see chat when I had to like walk behind the phone to get to my fridge or my pantry or something. So I was very late to the party in chat a lot of the time, but now with this swanky quote-unquote new setup, my camera is now affixed to the cabinet I keep my adorable little teapots in.
I should probably take the trash out sometime in the next hour.
Okay.
Are you gonna need it?
I mean, if you set me up with a plastic bag, then no.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at it. Look at those big, thick chunks. Oh, this is gonna be so good, y'all. Alright, I'm gonna set that aside, and then we're gonna get out our crystallized ginger. As I've been looking for an excuse to use these in, like, something, because these just aren't great to, like, in my opinion. Some people's might differ, their opinions might differ from mine, but these just are not, like, a good dried fruit snack. It's a bit much. I love them, but only in a baked good product. I can't really snack on these on their own. So I think about, I don't know how much that is, but about yay much. I know how lids work. Okay. And already my hands are thoroughly sticky between the apples and now fucking about with these ginger slices. So we're going to take a small stack, largest on the bottom, and then as we get closer to the top, smaller pieces, because it'll be easier to handle that way. And we'll only do like a small stack of 4, and then we're just going to cut really small strips so they get evenly distributed throughout the whole batter. And I absolutely adore adding stuff to my cake, because it's like a tiny treasure hunt for my mouth. I like being able to take a bite and seek out all of the precious and delicious little treasures I've added to my batter. So like if you hand me like a plain cupcake, I'll still eat it. But if you hand me like a cupcake with like nuts mixed in, or like little chocolate chips or something, I will lose my fucking mind. That's just how much like it elevates it for me. Once again, I'm not, so much of a bitch that I'll turn down like a free cupcake, but just add something to it, and it's so, like, it just elevates it just that much more, in my opinion. Trying not to fucking slice my fingers here. So yeah, you've got these like little ribbons of ginger now. Just kind of peel them apart, because as you're cutting them, they will stick. Oh, so for the crystallized ginger, other than like cakes, I think I've added it into cookies on occasion. But like definitely more holiday type cookies, like snickerdoodles, or very specific like oatmeal type cookies, I think would be very good for this. but I've mostly have added them to cakes, and they're so good. And they generally keep, like, I keep it because it's like literally dehydrated and then like fucked up with sugar. Like, it's gonna keep for like quite some time. I've had this ginger for, I want to say, a year, maybe more at this point. So it definitely keeps. And I'm generally good about how I keep my ingredients too. All my ingredients I keep in a relatively dark and cool place. I've got to wash my hands, they're sticky. And you know what? While I'm washing my hands, I'm going to make use of those Twitch stream rules, and I'm going to get myself an adult beverage. Now the question is, which one do I actually want to drink? Or maybe I just combine them. I've got this Barefoot Hard Seltzer Peach and Nectarine and a Mike's Hard Lemonade. And I think I might just combine them because I've been craving peaches ever since summer ended, and I had so many peaches this year, like an ungodly amount, and still it wasn't enough. So I'm gonna get the big boy. Hello! Oh, fuck! Everything's fine. I haven't even had a drink yet, and I'm already losing it. Now, I don't know about everyone else, but, and this is gonna sound real fucking stupid, carbonation hurts, it hurts me. It hurts me in my soul. Because I don't know what it was about my childhood, but I could not figure out the art of breathing and eating at the same time, so I would take these huge gulps of air, and I honestly couldn't fathom how to drink drinks in general. So, and of course as a child there was like, don't burp at the table, but I'd have to burp because I've been gulping in all this air and shit. And so to be polite, I would try to burp through my nose. So it would just kind of sound like I'm exhaling a little harder. Well, poor baby Mimi, when she first had her first carbonated drink and she burped through her nose, it was fucking fire. And it hurt so much. And occasionally, to this day, as a goddamn adult, I'll still burp through my nose and kind of have like this spasm of me waving my arms and shaking my head. Oh, that's so good. Oh, and it has that delightful little like peachy aftertaste that is fantastic. Alright, so back to the grindstone. Finishing off all of this ginger I've decided I wanted in my cake. Mildly regretting it now, but it's already out on the cutting board, so we're gonna commit. I'm just gonna slice it up real nice and thin. And honestly, don't do what I'm doing with the knife. Like, my knife skills are a little lackluster. I don't hold the food like I'm supposed to. Like, you're supposed to do like a kind of like a bear claw type thing. So when you're slicing up and down, you're just gonna maybe graze your knuckles, but I'm doing it like this, and this is no good. You're gonna accidentally cut your fucking fingers off. So like, you want the claw. You want the claw when you cut your shit up, so you don't accidentally take out your whole fucking finger. But I hate, especially when the product gets smaller, I find it harder to fucking hold on to. So I take risks, dumb risks, to just try and hold it while I'm cutting it. And honestly, I could just go slower, but I want to be done. And I'm not going to touch the ginger with my other hand. I've learned I don't want to have sticky hands with my knife. That doesn't sound like a fun time. Oh god, this is really tough. And like, I did sharpen my knife before the stream, and like, this is still like really, like, it's super gummy. It's more like gummified ginger with sugar all over it, so it's like super sticky, gets everywhere, but it will be delicious. And so tomorrow for Thanksgiving proper, I'm gonna get everything in the oven. I'm gonna play some Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is having a turkey day, and I went ahead today and farmed all of the stuff I'm gonna need for tomorrow, so I can then set my husband up with my account, and he can farm all the shit for me while I make food in real life. And then once I'm finally done with all of my cooking tomorrow, we are going to, we had a Hulu account, but we canceled our subscription, so we're going to resubscribe, and only to watch the new Animaniacs, because, oh my god, my childhood. I was so fucking excited when I learned that they were rebooting the Animaniacs, because that was my whole childhood. I loved all of the skits and all of the side characters. As a child, and this is going to be terrible, but I was Mindy as a child. I was very much a Mindy, getting into trouble, not really understanding the dangers around me, and I didn't even have a buttons to watch my back. But I turned out okay. Though I'm pretty certain other people in my life who knew me back then would argue that I was more of an Elmira, which is even more terrifying. Because, oh my god, the implications that I would squeeze animals until their eyeballs popped out. But thankfully, as an adult, I have animals now that love it when I squeeze them. They love it. Is Ambrose, like, he lets me know, of course, and so does Freya, when the attention is too much and then I leave them alone. But until that point, they seem to rather enjoy a very firm petting. When I go in for belly rubs with Freya, like, just the whole body jiggles, like, just basically like sliding her across the carpet from how much and how heavy I'm petting her. And she just lies there, and the minute I stop and start to walk away, she'll flip her head over and look at me like, I didn't say stop, where are you going? And that little very entitled princess face that she has. This piece in particular is being a bitch. Holy shit. Shufty little fucker. Alright. Let's hope. God damn it, I'm sniffling again. I'm sorry. So I went back and watched the stream from last night just to see what I could do better and stuff in the future. And so, of course, my biggest problem was body blocking the camera so you couldn't see what the fuck I was doing, which defeated the whole point. The whole goddamn point. So that's why we have an above view now. So, like, I have to, like, really, like, just to completely block the view. And I don't want to do that because that's terrible for my posture and will kill my lower back even more. So then it's already dead. But the other thing I noticed was, oh my god, I had the sniffles. I was just constantly sniffling. And even I was getting aggravated, like, damn bitch, why are you sniffling so much? So I'm consciously aware of it now. I'm like, really trying not to do it right now. Ugh. And it's so weird kind of just basically talking out loud to myself like this, because a lot of the time when I'm cooking, I'm blasting my music from Spotify. And it's a little weird not having my cooking playlist going right now. And unfortunately, because of all of these weird copyright laws and shit going on right now, I can't even have anything softly playing in the background, because who knows what kind of DMCA takedown notice would be incurred upon me, and I just don't feel like dealing with that. I'd rather live a rather unproblematic life if I can. I have gently accepted my role as an NPC. And honestly, NPCs are just, burp. A little bit through my nose, but the carbonation died down enough at that point that it didn't burn. But heroes need NPCs too, otherwise they wouldn't be heroes, or villains for that matter. So I will be absolutely content to be the NPC that feeds someone. Basically my goal in life. I just want to feed people. And right now that happens to be me, my loved ones. And they're so thankful for me, which is so nice. It's so nice to be appreciated for what I can do. Because of general health concerns, and even before the pandemic, I had to be very careful. I have some pretty severe arthritis in my low back, and it's incredibly painful. I'm doing what I can right now to mitigate some of that pain. I'm looking into getting a back brace as well, and maybe that will help out. Oh, someone typed in the chat. Oh, hello! Nice to see y'all again. Honestly surprised. I was so surprised when I was informed yesterday that as much as upward as 13 people were in my little stream yesterday, and it was just so shocking to me because it was just like, why is everyone here? Like, I didn't feel that entertaining, if that makes any sense. But it turns out I was, and I was charming according to some, and that was just such a confidence boost. So I've tentatively decided to just start streaming anytime I'm cooking. Maybe not some of like my, like I made some cheesy ramen last night. Basically just ramen with 2 Kraft singles thrown in for like, it's creamy and it's delicious and it's like such a huge comfort food because it's that salty and it's warm and it's just so good. So I probably won't stream stuff like making ramen. So, but like my bigger, fancier meals. But not too fancy because I want to show people that like there are easy meals out there to make that are just as delicious. Like you don't have to put in a fuck ton of effort to have a nice meal. I'm glad that it's helpful because after the stream last night, I was like, I don't know if any of that was helpful, and like I was so happy to find out that. So the whole purpose of the stream yesterday was to help out my nephew. He is such an amazing kid. He's so friggin' smart, and he wanted to make a cake for his family's Thanksgiving because normally for the most part, our families can meet up for the holidays, and we usually meet up here because I do all the cooking. Not that I'm forced to do the cooking, I volunteer. So I think it's just a kindness that they come down here for me and everything. But since we can't do that this year, he was asking me about, well, how do you make your Italian buttercream? And I was like, oh, I can show you. We'll do a stream for it and everything. And I felt so bad because I felt like I kind of just spazzed out at one point, but him and his dad, my brother, were able to figure out between the recipe I sent them from one of my favorite cookbooks that I use a lot. I had sent it to them, and between me showing them as much as I could and the recipe, they were able to figure it out, and they got it done, and they said it was good. So that made me so happy that I was able to. I think I was able to teach him. Oh, the peaches. Okay. I'm gonna move the cutting board so everyone can see. And here I have my 2 greased and papered cake pans. I have 2. I probably could have fit everything into just one of them, but it would take forever to bake. And I think I'm actually gonna get out a cookie sheet to keep these on. Bang, 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 bang. Okay. Because it'll just be easier to transfer them so I'm not dealing with them one at a time. There we go. Alright. So I could get out my scale and weigh these out and make sure that they're, excuse me, burps. They weigh exactly the same, but I don't feel like it. So I'm going to get a spatula to make sure I get all of the cakey goodness. Dare to miss a drop. Get out of the cage. Get out of the whisk. Listen, I want all the chunks. Please? Please make peace. Fuck it. Okay, we're just gonna go in there with our fingers, worry about it later. Yep, there we go. Okay. Alright, and we're back. Going to wipe down the sides, and then everything seems to be evenly incorporated. I don't have like huge patches of ginger threads or anything like that. It seems even. It smells lovely. I wish we had smell-o-vision. I could send it to y'all, but we don't. So it's got like this, if you know what maple syrup smells like, and cinnamon and apples and stuff, you have the basic idea of what this smells like. And it's heavenly. And then after they have cooled and everything, I have my frosting from yesterday sitting out on the counter getting up to room temperature. We'll have to re-whip it a little bit to get the air bubbles back in. And then after the cakes have cooled, we can frost it. It's important that you wait for your cakes to cool, because if you try to frost a cake while it's still hot, you will end up with a soupy mess, because the frosting, of course, is made out of fat. And what happens when you apply heat to fat? It melts. It gets everywhere. So it's important that you let it cool. This one has less, so I'm just going to dump everything else in here. Okay. All right. Yes, these look about the same, about even. Magic cake box, tell me what I do now. Alright, so I've got, these are about between like 8 and 9 inch rounds. So it looks like I'll need to put these in for a minimum of 25 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, take a wide stance and squat. I hear you, where are you, child? Oh, hello, squeaky banana boy. Gonna put the lemon juice away. Going to put what's left of the ginger away. Meow. Meow. So squeaky. Why are we squeaking this evening, Ambrose? You should... So the litter closet was open, and I was afeared for a moment that Ambrose made a big stinky. But no, it's just his litter box being cleaned out. Okay, refreshing sip and a sip. Okay. Alright, so once I get everything off the surface of my stovetop here, I can then get everything started for the eggums. As my family love eggies. They are the best. So for this, we're going to use the big pot. Meow. Do you even like eggs? What are you complaining about? What are you complaining about, boy? It's so squeaky. I wish Ambrose was being supportive, but I guarantee right now he's complaining that his feet are cold and no one is snuggling him. He is very, very upset that no one is snuggling him. So some of y'all might be wondering what's going on with all these eggs. So, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm totally going to toot it. My deviled eggs are the best. That is just simply the truth. They are the best. Good luck trying to fight me on this one. So because they are the best, they get inhaled. So I make approximately as many as I fucking can. So you're just going to set them gently in the pot. I figured maybe someone would like to know how to hard boil eggies, because there is an art, a little bit of an art, if you boil them for too long, because of the sulfur in the egg yolk will get a green ring around it. And I generally don't like it. I like a pure distinctive color between my yolk and my whites, and I don't like the green ring. So you have to cook it for a certain length of time to make sure that the egg yolk itself is all the way cooked and not like a runny yolk, unless you want a runny yolk. I personally prefer that on like toast, but not my deviled eggs. Kind of give it a little shaky to get them settled. Thought better of it, hold on. Because I realized it might be helpful if people could see about how much water to add in here. Because you don't want to add too much water, because you have if you add too much water to your hard-boiled eggs, the eggs will rattle around and might end up cracking because of it. So you want them mostly like just like a little bit of float's okay, but you don't want to like fill them up too high. Like this is fine, they're nicely packed. If they rattle around a little bit, they're not going to crack open in the middle of the cooking process. And it's enough water that even if a little bit boils off, I'll still have water in the pot, which is important because we want to make sure the eggs are covered. And I'm a weirdo that likes balanced eggs in my fridge, so I tend to reorganize them after I've taken my pick of the litter. Put this back in the fridge. Okay. Can you fit in there? Thank you. All right. Get out of the way, cat. Thankfully you're not floor colored anymore. It is in our old place. The floor was about the same shade of orange as the cat, which was horribly unfortunate. So anytime I was busy in the kitchen and had to like take a back step or something away from something, chances were I was going to accidentally step on the cat because he likes to hang out right behind my damn feet. All right. So another trick to keep your eggs from like rattling too much and not opening up and cracking is to not turn your burner all the way to high heat. What you want is probably like about a 6 or 7. For me, that's, I wish I could show this easily, but I can't. So like medium high. You don't want it all the way up to high because you're gonna get like a roiling, really hard bubble for your pot.
There's numbers.
I know that, but our stove might be different from other people's stoves. We want to be all stove inclusive. Yes, all stoves. Oh my God, Kettle, is that you? Do I see a Kettle in the chat? It's definitely you. Star replied to your pun. I know it's you. Okay. Took a hydration break since I took a dehydration break not too long ago. All right. Thinkity think. Okay, I'm actually going to have to wait a while because this is the same pot that I want to make the turkey brine in. I know he loves puns. It was an easy spot. And eggs. Alright, so I'm just gonna clean up my workspace a little bit so I have room again once stuff starts picking back up. Okay, where are my herbs? My herbs. Alright, so what I can do while the eggs are going is off to the side about here-ish, I can start prepping the herbs for my brine. Now, I read that, like, for brines, you typically wanted to use dried herbs, but I just picked up these fresh herbs, so you think I'm not going to use them? No, we're using fresh herbs. It's going to be fine. Fresh herbs are delicious. Oh, it's good to have you in the chat, Gettle. It's good to have you here. Thank you for joining. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Okay. Excuse you, out of my kitchen.
Just try to read the chat. I'll open it on my computer.
I'm sorry, but this is Kitchen Kobold's Cursing and Cooking channel. And you're in the way, so guess what? Cursing. There. All right. Going to.
This bag is for trash.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
How handful. Those are recycling. I think they're dry now, so you can take them out.
Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. Not any worse when I took out the pan for the cakes and made a bunch of horrendous ass noise. Alright, and then I'm gonna get a clean cutting board because we don't want sticky, sweet ginger goop all over our herbs for the brine. Okay, we're fine. I wanted to make doubly certain that these weren't heating up because of the oven or something. Don't do what I did, kids. Is unfortunately we haven't figured out the technology to send the food. Funnily enough, some of our other friends who have seen this channel before have been joking because oh gosh, I can't remember how long ago it was, but I bought these jars of moonshine that had fruit in them, and after all the moonshine was gone, I took the fruit and made a moonshine fruit smoothie out of it. And everyone I showed the picture to was like, so when are we going to get the moonshine smoothie in the mail? And I was like, I don't know. Okay. Had another sippy. Gonna go fight my nose again. I should just bring this in the kitchen. I'm just going to bring it in the kitchen. It'll be fine. Oh my god, the name didn't register. Hi, Bean. No, the postage workers saw that it was moonshine smoothie and drank it. That's clearly what must have happened. All right. So I want to save some of these herbs for the rub that I'm also making for the turkey. Oh, I got it. Where is it? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. It was hiding behind my laptop. So I got this stuff right here. This is bromelain. It is that chemical I was talking about yesterday that's in pineapple that tenderizes meat. And that's also going in the brine. And then, not all of these kiwis, mind you, but a couple of these kiwis are going to go in the rub on the outside and under the skin to help further tenderize the meats, because there's another chemical I can't remember the name of, can't even remember how to pronounce it, but it's different from bromelain that does the same thing. So I thought between the two of these, I should have a juicy, tender turkey. That is the hope anyways. Some of this is having a bad time. Okay. Don't leave. But yeah, some of the time started turning a little bit, so I'm picking that out. But let's see. And I'm not using a brine recipe. I'm just kind of winging this as I go. I just figured a good start would be mincing the herbs. And I'll have to do the same thing again for the rub, which will be olive oil, the kiwi, plus these herbs and spices. I think I also, excuse me, pretty sure I bought some savory at the grocery store. I thought I did at least, but I can't seem to find it. I've lost my savory. Actinidin. Wait a minute. Oh, you blame Shane for, I'm assuming, the lack of moonshine smoothie. So I'm just gonna begin by pinching off these sage leaves, and I love sage. It feels so soft. It's such a lovely texture, and I like petting the sage. It almost feels like my dog's ears, which are very soft and silky. They're like lamb ears. And this sage is very fuzzy and soft, much like her. And looks like our eggs quite aren't up to the temperature I want them to be, so we're just going to keep letting that go for a little while. Once they get to the temperature I want them at, I will start a timer for probably somewhere between 10 and 12 minutes. Oh, so good. Ah, fuck. I forgot to set the timer for the cake. Shit. I guess I'll just start setting 15-minute timers and checking until it's done. Alright. So here we just go bloop. Part of me is now wishing I kept my timer that I had in culinary school, because I had a really janky phone when I was going to culinary school, and it didn't even have a timer, so I had to buy my own kitchen timer to keep track of everything, because I had no idea when my things were done and when they weren't, and it was so frustrating. And now I'm using my phone for the stream, and that's normally what I use for my timers, and I can set up multiple timers and everything. Oh, wait a minute, I got a fucking smartwatch! Okay, timer. Oh, yes. Oh, this is good. Okay. So I will set a 12-minute timer for the eggs. Go! Wow, technology is amazing! And for the time, it's okay if it's still got like a little bit of stem to it, and especially if it's in the brine, because it's the brine, it's fine. We're going to be taking the turkey out of the water and everything eventually, so I will do a more fine chop for the rub. Actually, do I need to rub? I need to chop them a little bit, just enough to get those good smells exposed. And actually, oh, this is so cool. Yeah, I have to do it this way. Hold on. Because this is just going to be too perfect. Okay. So I've got these tea bags, essentially. And I can put anything I want in them. And this will be a good way to infuse the brine with the flavors I want, but without having all of this loose shit that I have to worry about and pick off my turkey later. So I just pack it down in there, and then I can fold over the top, and it'll be good to go, and I'll have my own little brine sachet. Yeah, this is a good boil to have your eggs at. Not too much and not too little. Goldilocks. Just right. And let's see, yesterday during the stream I had mentioned that even though my household is small, it's only 3 people. Harris Teeter was having a sale on their turkeys this year. Normally they have a sale every year, but it's normally just like 99 cents a pound turkey. But this year they went hard. It was now 39 cents a pound. And every year I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get a big turkey. I'm not going to get a big turkey. It'll just be a little bird. But when I saw that 39 cents a pound price tag, my eyes bugged out. And then I immediately started scanning for the largest bird I could find in the pile and ended up getting a 20-pound turkey. We will have leftovers. I'll probably do another stream for making turkey tetrazzini with homemade noodles. It'll be great, delicious. So there we go. Little sachet of herbs for our turkey brine.
Where the string has.
Oh no, stream!
No, seems to be fine.
Okay.
It's just your computer, not mine.
Okay, it's just my computer. You scare me.
I'll refresh your page.
Thank you. Freya.
There we go.
Oh, good girl, have apple skin. You like apple skin. Take the damn apple. Thank you.
Oh boy.
Oh, you brat. You're a brat. Take the damn skin. Weeps in Norwegian. Oh, I'm sorry. That's awful. Freya, take it. Do you not like apple skin? I know you like apples. Oh my god, this dog is finally learning discerning taste. What a brat. You're a brat. You are. Let's see if I can reach this with my shortness.
You want the stool back?
I mean, maybe. I just wanted to show the baby. It's the baby! Alright. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Maybe... Can I fix this? Just a little bit more tilt, not too much tilt. You don't want to go full tilt. Or that's what I've learned anyways. Ben says to stop fucking sassing.
I saw.
You better listen to him. You better listen to Ben. Alright, so keeping an eye on my eggs, I'm going to go ahead and get out my strainer. This will be dumped into the sink with some ice so they cool and it'll stop the cooking process. Because if you don't immediately cool the eggs, they will continue to cook, and if you're me, you don't want that. You want it to stop when you want it to stop. So, what's our ice? Oh, that's a lot of ice. Okay. Another sippy sip. Mm.
Yeah, and since we wanted the ice for the brine, I made sure it kept going.
So yeah, our fridge is too small for the turkey brine bath that I have planned, because I'm using my canning pot to brine my turkey. So the solution that we have figured out is just dumping a fuck ton of ice and leaving it overnight and hoping for the best. I wanted to start the bread tonight. That was the other thing I wanted to start. Because I don't have access to my phone at the moment, so I'm having to like remember off the top of my head everything that I have started and need to finish. So another thing that I wanted to get started was, oh, don't fight me. Let's see, is this, it's not quite in view. In view enough, you can see that it's my stand mixer probably. So, I'm going to make some focaccia bread.
Probably want to tilt this.
Just a skoshi? Okay.
There you go.
So yeah, that's the, because I wanted to have a bread for Thanksgiving, and I thought dinner rolls, and I kept thinking about other things, but I decided that I wanted some focaccia bread. It'll be nice. I can take any rosemary I have left, sprinkle it on top. It'll be delicious. I also got top shelf olive oil. If there is such a thing. It was definitely on the top shelf. So I got this stuff here, which my family was very happy about. And that's what I'm going to be using to, I'm going to rub that on the turkey instead of butter, because family member has an issue with gallstones, and the type of fat that's in butter activates the gallbladder, makes stones, not a good time. So we use fat substitutes for things that I want to share with everyone. 4 more minutes. Okay, we can start doing setup for the bread though. So this is my favorite bread cookbook, The Bread Baker's Apprentice. It's super solid, and I recommend it to everyone. Oh, now you got me looking at my cookbooks that I've actually pared down quite a bit. What the fuck? When did this happen?
I have no idea. It wasn't like that when I saw it last.
Oh, hell. It's fine. It's fine.
We can tape it together.
We can tape it together later. So this is my other secret weapon in my arsenal of cookbooks. So if you don't have like a sensitive palate, this is super good. You can think, oh, well, I'm making, I have bell peppers. What goes good with bell peppers? And they have a section for bell peppers here, and what flavors, I can't tell if Stream is able to see this or not, but it has complementary flavors to bell peppers. So like, I of course don't have an innate knowledge of what goes together, but this allows me to figure it out very quickly. So a lot of my meals end up tasting good just because I consult this book and figure out what goes well with what. My flavor Bible. It's so good. Once again, like if you're experimenting with cooking and you don't know what pairs well with what, it is a very good beginner-friendly guide to flavor pairing. Oh my god, I'm sweating. It's too hot. Okay. My cookbook, okay. So this is the focaccia recipe that I will be using. Can't tell if the light's glaring off of that too much or not. But part of the recipe is you gotta let it rest overnight, between 1 to 3 days. So I'm just gonna do it overnight. I don't know how well it's gonna turn out because all I have is, what was it, instant yeast? Do I have instant yeast? Is that what it is? No, talk through the croissant. Okay. I got that. Bam. Bam. Okay. And so like the difficult thing with instant yeast is that it greatly cuts down on your ferment time. So I don't know if this is going to explode all over my fridge or not, because you're supposed to leave it in the fridge overnight, which is supposed to help slow down the fermentation process because it'll be too cold for the yeast to grow.
Yeah, instant yeast.
It is confirmed it is instant yeast that I am thinking of, that I have. Because I was able to get a big friggin' brick of it, and now I have all this lovely yeast. Alright. And here's my bread flour. I use King Arthur brand flour. I find that my products are more consistent. It is a good quality flour in my opinion. else do I need? Salt. So here's another thing that I had to learn the hard way a couple of times. When a bread recipe calls for salt, do not use your regular table iodized salt. Iodine kills yeast. You want kosher salt or sea salt. Do not let iodine touch your product. It will fuck up. Oh, timer's up. That's what it was. Okay. Killing the heat. Gonna take this to the sink. Here, just take this.
Yeah.
So I got attacked by a million loaves of frozen bread. That was fun.
Takes, I think, about 10 rolls.
Listen here.
But that rounds up to 1 million.
Yes, it absolutely does. Okay. So I have my strainer sitting inside of my pot, and I put ice on top of the eggs and then water all over the whole thing. And there goes my cakes. Everything's popping off. Gonna take a look. They don't look done. 15 more minutes. Oh, but it smells so delightful. Okay. Let's see, I will set that aside. And once the eggs are cooled and I can transfer them and crack them and everything like that, I can then take that pot to make the brine for my turkey. So in the meantime, while that's happening, I can make the bread. Do not put the knife on your nonstick pan. Okay. So now, bleh. There we go. Yeah, you can kind of see that. That's fine. Alright, so I've got my flour. I don't know if I have 5 cups of it necessarily. We'll wing it. It's fine. Salt, my instant yeast, my olive oil, and I can get my room temperature water fairly easily. Okay, so I have my digital scale, and here is my mixing bowl. Alrighty. So I'm gonna have to weigh my ingredients out here, having to Tetris my counter a little. Alright, so this recipe calls for 22.5 ounces of flour. Let's even see if we have that amount. I'm pretty sure we do, but oh, come on. I've noticed with this particular scale that as the battery dies, it doesn't respond to the touch button, so I just kind of gotta, yeah, there we go, spaz it. Just gotta spaz button press until it listens to me. Alright, so this is a very basic recipe to start with. Really, the only thing that's complicated is you have to wait overnight for it. But the mixing process in and of itself is very easy. So we're gonna go ahead and start measuring. Oh my god, I think I'm actually gonna have enough. Brilliant. There we go. I had just enough, and I have a little bit left over in case I need to like dust down a surface to roll it out or anything. Now for smaller measurements, I just like to use a measuring spoon. It's just easier because this scale is a little weird when a measurement is too light. So here we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of my Morton coarse kosher salt. Fuck, why is that a tongue twister? Okay. 2 teaspoons? 2 teaspoons. And as I said earlier, do not use iodized salt. Iodine kills yeast and does not let it grow. You want something that is uniodized. No iodine? We're just gonna go with no iodine. Let's see, and then another 2 teaspoons. Oh, this does call for instant yeast. Cool, I didn't realize that. Should have read the recipe a little bit more carefully. So, welcome to my life. 90% of it is me not reading a recipe carefully enough and going, oh fuck, and having to backpedal. Okay, and then we want 6 tablespoons of this fabulous olive oil. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ah, that's such a nice aroma. So good. And then we want to add, it says 16 ounces of room temperature water. I'm probably going to go a little bit warmer than room temp. It'll help the yeast grow essentially just a little bit. I'll just go there, I guess. As I showed this off earlier, but I'm going to show it off again. This particular measuring cup has measurements inside at an angle of the cup, which I think is just absolutely fucking brilliant. So for the water, I'm actually going to add it in a little bit at a time because flour is weird. If you live in a humid environment, you're of course going to need less water. And we have a humidifier in our home, so that probably affects it somewhat. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water at a time. Y'all know this beast makes a ton of noise. You won't be able to hear me. I will cut it off if I need to speak again. recipe here says that you want the dough to clear the sides of the bowl and not stick to the bottom, but you also need to. It also needs to be soft enough to get to a window pane stage, and I'll show you guys what that looks like when it's there. A little bit more, and then you want to, if you have a stand mixer like I do, you want to turn it up to about a 4 or 6 and let it run for 5 to 7 minutes essentially. And during this time, while this is happening, I'm going to be in the background cracking the eggs. just about to go off for the cake. So I'm going to take a break from using the stand mixer and cracking eggs to take a little look-see at what's going on with these cakes. Oh, you're beautiful. Look at the gorgeous brown color. Absolutely golden. But we're not out of the woods yet. I'm gonna go grab I'm gonna get these out of the way so they don't melt, just in case. I'm gonna go grab a cake tester and give it a little stabby McStabberson to see if it's done in the middle. So you just want to poke it in the middle, and if it comes out clean, voila. And yeah, that's clean. Our cakes are done, everybody. So I'm going to let these cool in the pan. If you try to turn them out onto a cooling rack like this, they will crumble and get everywhere. So what we're going to do is get out my cooling racks and then set them up somewhere nice and safe for them to cool in peace. Oh, and they smell so beautiful, so good. Alrighty. And then where can I run out of space? Guess they can go here. They're gonna go there. Alright. And while I'm over here, I'm gonna take a look at the dough. See where we're at here. Just gonna tear a little chunk off. Roll it between my palms till I get a nice bowl of dough. Oh fuck, that's gross. Okay. And then I'm just going to gently start doing this. Kind of turning it out into a disc. And what they mean by window pane is if you can hold this up to the light and you can see light through it, which means we're there. You can't, I'm sorry I can't show you. Hold on a second. Shane, I require a flashlight. We will show the folks at home what window pane looks like.
I don't know if this will work too well with the camera.
We're gonna try, okay? We ain't quitters in this house. So hold it up underneath the light here. Or up higher. Jesus.
Yeah, that's sort of what
Damn
I expected to happen.
Damn it!
But you could actually sort of see it otherwise.
So yeah, if you can stretch your dough out gently like that and you can see light through it, that means the gluten has developed, it's good, and you're ready to move on to the next stage. And in this case, let's see. The dough should be still quite soft and sticky. I think we're about there. It's a little sticky, but not so much that it's sticking to my fingers, which I hate. Like, I get like a visceral reaction to if something sticks to my fingers and I can't get it off. It like, I don't know if panic is necessarily the right word, but it's super frustrating. Yes, poor Egg Hound. So sad. Okay. All right. To make a bed. From the sounds of this recipe, it sounds like this should be quite a bit more sticky. But I honestly don't know if I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to. it is demanding me that I do. It'll probably be tasty if I actually follow the damn directions. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna follow the damn directions. A little bit more water. see. Oh, that is sticky. I think this is more what they were talking about in the recipe. Okay, so now it says to sprinkle flour on the counters. We're going to do it here because it'll be easier to clean up anyways. Alright. And Freya is just hounding me for eggums. Let's see. So we're going to take some of the flour we still have here. We're just going to sprinkle. Sprinkle. Big sprinkles. Okay. And then we're going to take all of this sticky goodness. And then it wants us to put it here, coat our hands with flour, put it into about a square or rectangle shape, and then let it rest for 5 minutes. So, let's see. Good enough. Oh my god. Alright. So I haven't totally finished peeling the eggs, but I want to make a point of this. So this is why you boil a shit ton of eggs, because every once in a while you're going to get a shitty egg like this. Still perfectly edible, but this isn't like, and I guess you could put it with your deviled eggs, but I don't want to. Like, I am weirdly perfectionist about certain things and not others. This is one of them. I'm like, ew, no, this egg, garbage egg. It's got divots and like chunks of it missing and shit. I mean, I'll still probably try to salvage it, but this is why you make a fuck ton of eggs. That is a doggo egg, typically. But I want her to be patient and wait for me to be finished, because if I give her one now in the middle of the process, she will continue to hound me. She only gets them at the end, after she's waited, quote unquote, patiently. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna get some of the water out here. And then I can transfer the eggs over here so I can still... Fuck, I'm running out of space. This is fine. So I've got my eggs here, and then my peeled eggs here, so I can just continue to work and talk. So I just kind of tap them gently on whatever surface I have to be. Oh no! Oh, it's begun. The beginning. Oh, the beginning. And I like having the water here because I can clean off the eggshell and shit and get it off of my hands and whatnot. But yes, this is why we make a ton of eggies, for sharing, and also maybe we'll get a handful of them that don't look absolutely fucked. And none of them will go to waste. None of them. I'm not going to throw out a ugly looking egg. I'm still going to figure out something to do with it. Maybe I'll make an egg salad. Maybe a good little girl will enjoy an eggie. Oh no, ear perks. We're going full triangle ears, y'all. So I figure about the time I'm done cracking the eggs, the focaccia will be, what is going on here? Will be ready to, there's no way. I refuse to believe it. We're just going to ignore and go. The bread will have rested long enough by then for me to continue whatever process is going on over there. No. You may not. You absolutely may not. No crying. No whining. I don't want to hear it. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, soft cry. Oh, Oh, soft baby cry. But yeah, I have a deviled egg display tray. That's how much we like deviled eggs in my family. So if I have enough, quote unquote, Christ, this one too. Maybe this was just a bad batch of eggs. Like for hard boiling. Like they're still good. They're not like rotten or anything. But I don't know. I have not figured out the secret to getting perfectly smooth eggs every time. I'm pretty sure it's sorcery or some shit that I just don't have enough levels in. Like, what the fuck is going on here? So yeah, if I don't have enough eggs to fill the tray I'm thinking of, I'm probably gonna end up making more eggs. But this will be fine. Would you just... Oh my god. I'm about to lose it over these fucking eggs, y'all. This is really pissing me off. I fucking... What is this? Why? Like, please, like, some of these are fine. Some of these are fine. And I don't, and they were all in the same pot. They were all cooked at the same temperature. So I don't know why some of these are being fucking eggy prima donnas and why some of them aren't. And quite frankly, I'm getting frustrated. Like I've been noticing, like, amongst all of these eggs, like, for whatever reason, there's, like, okay, so for all eggs, there's, like, this weird, filmy skin type stuff between the egg and the egg white, the hard-boiled bit. And for this batch, the skin has been particularly fucking thick and rubbery. And it's been tearing, like, I can't seem to peel it carefully. And I thought I got fresh eggs. Like, I just bought these eggs this fucking week.
Well, he's saying that fresh eggs will actually stick more.
Oh, fuck! God damn it. So I had to use... I had to buy fresh eggs because you need fresh eggs for making meringue. So that's what I had for the other day, too, is for the buttercream, you have to make a meringue first. For an Italian buttercream anyways. And the fresher the egg for a buttercream, the better. So that's all I had. That's all I have. Well, this is just absolutely, I wouldn't say disastrous, but frustrating at the very least. But you see, even I, in all of my kitchen koboldy glory, still will fuck up like this. And it's okay because we're still gonna charge on. We're still gonna do great things with all of it. Is a darling little girl over here is gonna get some, and then maybe I'll turn the rest into salad. Maybe some of the ones that are less janky I can still turn into a deviled egg. I just gotta, you know, present them carefully and rotate them a bit so that the jankier bits are on the bottom so you can't see them.
You've got a research team going in the show.
Oh, Kitchen Kobold R&D. And like, this is so weird because some of these, it feels like the egg white didn't like cook in like weird patches. And like, that is like, this has never happened before. Of course, the first time it happens to me on a fucking live Twitch stream. But like, I've never, to be fair though, this is the first time I'm making hard-boiled eggs on this stove. Aha, that's right, it's the controller. Like, what the friggity fuck? This, Okay. Well, lessons are being learned. Oh my god. Like, I'm trying to salvage as much as I can, but like... Oh my god. Freya, guess what? You get some now because I'm getting frustrated. Yes. Yes, chompity chomp, my baby. Oh, okay, yeah, no, that egg I'm just gonna fucking give up on for now because that egg is hopeless in my opinion. Yes, and this is why I said earlier we don't give you any until after we're done because holy shit, now you're up in my business. Hi. Yeah, like this one wasn't so bad. Like there's a couple of like little divots and everything, but with some careful like placement, careful decorating, this will absolutely be fine and serviceable. I just don't like that weird egg skin film. It tastes stringent and dry, and I don't like it. No, sir. Oh, we're gonna cry for Eggy. We're gonna cry for Eggy. And once again, this egg is fine. These all came from the same fucking carton. I guess this one wasn't as fine as I thought. That weird, slightly undercooked patches there too. Why, Freya? Why is this happening to me? Of all times, why now? I know. Oh no, I'll have to cook more. What a fucking shame. Oh no. Oh no, Mommy's going... Fucking Christ, this one's split. God damn it all. Big Angie hours. What the fuck? So I'm gonna have to just buy premium eggs apparently to make my fucking deviled eggs from now on.
Or baking soda. That was the suggestion in the chat.
I haven't looked up in a little bit to look at my laptop because I've been focused on getting these fuckers peeled. Oh my god. I'm wondering if maybe I accidentally undercooked these because like I did everything like I normally do. I wait for it to get to about the boil that I need it at, and then I cook it for about 12 minutes. And for some reason, some of these are just undercooked in spaces, and it's so fucking weird. And I can't quite suss it out. Oh. 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 We're dying. We are dying for eggies. Oh. We shall perish. We shall perish if there are no eggies. Oh. And then you three fucking troublemakers. Extra troublemakers. Extra trouble. Extra sticky. Why though? Like at this point I'm fucking frustrated. Like, hey Free, you want an egg yolk? Do you just want an egg yolk? Come here, get your egg yolk. Ah, num 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 num. Yeah, I'm just... Yeah, like I was trying to say earlier, like I don't want to waste my eggs, but like when they've become this problematic, like I don't even... It's not worth my sanity to try and fucking save these. Like at some point you gotta do like a cost-benefit analysis on whether or not something is worth it. And this is dangerously getting into the not fucking worth it territory. Like, it just really isn't. And yet, here I am, still peeling, like, follow your own fucking advice, Mimi. No, I don't want to follow my own fucking advice. That's dumb. Okay. Here you go, baby. We will show chat your glorious face here in a minute after I get everything moved out of the way. Okay, hold on. I want to clean that now. Okay. Motherfucker. My nails got soft from being in the water and I couldn't lift open the jar of wipes. Yeah, I think I might make more eggs later in an attempt to regain my honor. Okay. Now, it's time for baby. I need a baby break. Freya, come here. I need a baby break. Oh. Oh, baby break. Thank you. What a good girl. What a good girl. Num 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 num. You dropped it. All right, and because you were reasonably patient, let's see. Which eggie should we give you? I hear you say, how about approximately all of them? No, Freya, you can't have all of them. Ho ho ho. Oh, Freya. Oh, sit. Oh, thank you. Big sneeze. Wow. What a big sneeze. Okay, sit. No, I want sit. I do. Give me paw. Give me, no, sit. Sit. No, sit. Come here. Sit. Paw. Oh, thank you. It was nice doing business with you. She got egg yolk all over her nose. Touch. Oh, big touch. Good girl. Oh, shit. Have fun. Come here, let mommy love you. Let mommy love you. She's had a traumatic evening with eggies. Yes. Whoa. No, she says, if you don't have eggies, I don't want any. Alright. So now we're gonna wash our hands. Move these dumb fucking eggs elsewhere. Oh, you fucking disappointments. Okay. And now we're going to focus on something less problematic. We're going to work on the focaccia. I need to move the camera again. Need to move it along. Going to tilt it a bit more because there we go. Yeah, that's about right. All right. So they want me to coat my hands in flour and then stretch the dough out as much as I can. Motherfucker. Okay, you know what? You're banned.
Do you need a new towel?
Yes. It kept falling, and I just gave up. We're at the point of the evening where my spirit has been broken, but it's okay. So we're just gonna gently spread the dough out. Leaving it alone for 5 minutes allows the gluten to relax. and allows us to stretch it out gently like this. And with focaccia, like, I love this dough because it doesn't need to be pretty. It's the imperfections of focaccia that make it so delightful. You just need it rectangular and a little flat. Yeah, and keep it like off to the side because I keep bumping it with my fucking belly and that's what happens.
Understood.
Alright. So we're just going to gently lift and stretch a little. Ah! You're being bad. Don't bark at our neighbors.
Even when the neighbors bark first.
Did you talk a lot of tough shit for a girl that cries when she meets someone? Alright. Twice as a folder. And then we need to fold it letter style over itself to return it to a rectangular shape. Alright. So we gotta do one of these numbers. Just kind of fold it up a bit like this, and then it's asking us to mist the top of it with a spray oil, dust again with a little bit more flour, and then loosely cover with plastic wrap. I will clean all of this up in a minute. And dust with a little bit more flour. And then I can start work on making the brine. All right. Plastic wrap. And it says to just kind of loosely cover it, so that's what I'm going to do here. Just going to pinch it on the ends here. So not tight. Just a loose blanket of plastic comfort. Alright. And then we're supposed to let it rest for 30 minutes. So we're going to go to my handy dandy watch and set a new timer for 30 minis. And we start. And then I'm going to move this to the side for the time being. And I'm going to wash my hands and clean up my spatula because holy shit. gonna not look like a lot of water for a brine, but we're gonna be adding cold water on top of it later and a fuck ton of ice. Now I've got to play shuffle shit around my kitchen and clean up. Everybody clean up. No! My tits just knocked a bunch of shit off the fucking counter.
I'm gonna move these here. These.
And put this back where it belongs. Come on. And there we go. Okay. I'm gonna move this here. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Okay. Salt. Number one ingredient of brine. Sea salt. Big salty energies. It's fucking... So I'm not following a brine recipe, I'm guessing. Like, I know you're supposed to put salt in a brine, but other than that, I'm just gonna fucking wing it. About yay much salt. And then our bag of herbs. Yeet. And then I honestly don't know how much bromelain to use. Now apparently you can just add this to whatever you're eating and it'll help with your digestion. But we're not doing that. I'm just gonna get some scissors. This looks like it's gonna be problematic. But I don't know how much I should go about. There's dust on my clean stove. Oh, there's a fucking scoop in here. Neat. So yeah, I have no idea how much bromelain to add here, so we're just gonna, like with all things this evening, we're just gonna fucking guess. I'll let you know if my turkey dissolves by morning. Little fucker had bits of powder in it. Alright. Alright, so now we're going to turn this on to a little bit of a boil to help dissolve the salt, infuse it with tasty herbs and spices. Still mad I lost my fucking savory. Maybe I just dreamt I bought it. Maybe I thought about buying it and then didn't. Maybe that's what happened. Beverage. Okay. Alright. What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know anymore, guys. We have lost the plot. We have lost the plot. Gonna make sure my ice maker is on so we have plenty of ice to cool down our brine when it's done. Okay, maybe While that's going, I'm just gonna start mincing herbs now.
Did you want your big pot down, by the way?
I mean, yeah, at some point.
I'm cleaning it like an
Herbs, spices, bam, let's do this. Because I know I'm going to be tired tomorrow morning. I don't do mornings very well, which is why I've been doing night streams, because I'm basically a zombie until about 1 p.m. So I don't really do any cooking during the day. It's all late night sort of stuff. Late night for me, anyways. And I think I might keep a couple of sprigs of rosemary to stuff underneath the skin of the turkey. I think that might be kind of cool. We'll see.
You got your first spam bot.
Oh shit, we got a spam bot? What up, spam bot, you dumb fuck?
But you could buy followers.
Oh shit. Do I look like I have money to fucking buy followers to you? No. We earn followers the old-fashioned way here.
By telling all our friends.
By telling all of our friends. We're going to save some sage to stuff underneath the skin as well, because I think it'll look very pretty and very cottagecore aesthetic goals, because even though I am a kobold, I still dream of living in a cottage in the woods.
You're definitely going to want to wash this.
It's a little dusty, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
All
And
right.
there's also recipes inside there.
Yeah. Get out of the way. Ass. Okay, actually, I might want to keep... Maybe I keep this in here to lift the turkey out.
Yeah, that's
So,
probably-
in part of my canning kit, I've got this neat little wire rack that helps me lift shit in and out, and I was just thinking, might not be a bad idea to use this to lift my turkey in and out. Because I have weak little spoony arms. Excuse me. What?
I went to go like ban the spam bot, and it's like account suspended or deactivated.
Wow, that fast?
Apparently.
Wow.
I mean, it probably spammed like a billion channels at once or whatever, and then just immediately got banned.
Well, it smells good at least. Shane, because now I'm second guessing myself, could you quickly Google what goes into a brine other than salt and herbs? Because I honestly don't fucking know. I used to know. I don't anymore. I think one of my favorite things about the holidays is that my hands constantly smell of various herbs and spices, and it's such a comforting smell to me. Like, after I'm done cooking, for hours afterwards, just absolute hours, I will just sit and smell my hands, because smell of herbs and spices is such a comfort, like self-soothe sort of thing for me. Like, my hands smelling like herbs and spices means that I did something, and it's a happy smell, because the people around me are so happy to be eating the thing that I created. And it's, I don't know, just I have such positive associations with herbs and spices now on my hands. And I haven't really been able to find like an oil, like I don't want to say an essential oil, but just like any kind of oil that smells even remotely close to what my hands smell like after I've been cooking all day with these kinds of herbs and spices. Because I would honestly, like if I'm ever feeling like low or down, I would probably just rub this into my hands and just sit on the couch and breathe.
I don't know why it's out of focus.
Maybe it's a foggy?
Oh, no, it's...
Oh.
It came back in. I think it's just having buffering issues or whatever.
It's okay. My phone's special.
Anyway, technically, all a brine needs is water and salt.
Well, bam, I'm fucking steps ahead.
But obviously lots of people add lots of other stuff too.
Yeah. And that's what I was trying to figure out.
Yep.
Oh, I am buffering. Thanks for asking me. Use the low latency toggle under the advanced. Oh, that's just for
viewers, yeah.
for viewers. Never mind. So, because I'm getting rather invested in doing this whole cooking channel Twitch stream nonsense, some sweet Black Friday sales were going on, and one of the cameras we were looking at
For some reason
is on sale.
I'm not seeing the 5G network. Oh, there it goes. I think that's what happened.
Ah.
Our Wi-Fi was being wonky.
Sorry, folks at home, Wi-Fi being wonky, y'all know how it is. We don't have that Google Fi. We wish we did. We don't. Our phones are on the Google network, but we don't have that sweet, sweet, fast Google Fiber out here yet.
Alright, there we go. But, yeah, I don't know if it actually affected the stream or if it was just
Oh, here?
the laptop.
His hard internet is so garbage.
But seems to be fine.
So what were you saying about what other people add to their brines?
Oh, I mean, I found at least one recipe that uses vegetable broth instead of water.
Well, maybe I can add a little bit of the Better Than Bouillon turkey paste I bought then.
Yes, that would almost certainly go well in there. Citrus, people are saying?
I could add a little bit of lemon juice. I was a little because like I don't know if they're adding the citrus to help make the meat tender and juicy because that's what the bromeline's already doing.
That's true. Yeah, I bet that's.
And I don't know if that's totally necessary or not.
Yeah, if you're already adding all of that, then and yeah, only some of the recipes seem to use citrus, so.
We should be fine then.
Yeah.
Oh shit, seems we are having some network errors on our end.
Yep. Yeah, our router is acting up for some reason. I don't know.
Sometimes internet's just bad. Sometimes it do be like that though. Notice that the herbs were a little grody, so I'm gonna go rinse these off in this paper towel. I'm gonna rinse them in the paper towel real quick.
Yeah, at this point I don't even know if you're still alive. Yep, you do. You're just still be alive. Neat.
Cool. Sorry folks, we've been having some internet issues over
Hopefully-
here.
Hopefully your phone didn't switch to like.
Oh Christ. Well, if it did, we're fucked. Like, there's no real way around that.
Well, I mean, I can check it out. It won't use that much data in like 5 minutes.
Or will it?
I don't know.
Freya, baby, you're not helping.
Alright.
Just giving that a little. Well, looks like my fucking tea bag unfolded a little. Most of it's still in there though, so we're just gonna call that a win.
Okay. I'm going to make sure we're not streaming off of data.
Just gonna go ahead and attempt to turn mobile data off entirely. That's gonna be tricky apparently.
There should just be a button for it.
Yes, and that button at this angle can only be pressed under the clip.
That is a problem.
Yes.
I can't wait for the camera to come in because holy shit.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna take this down very briefly.
Sorry folks, we'll be right back. For the time being, I'm just mincing these herbs really finely, and they're gonna go in an oil rub that will go
There we go.
on the turkey.